This was a huge one for Syracuse basketball. They have not lost 5 consecutive games in nearly 60 years. 47 years, 1,000 plus wins. You don't just put your name on a building, you put it on a wall. Jim Boeheim's legacy isn't just history, it's permanent. But today, he had a chance to add even more history. McElroy entered Sunday looking to become just the 4th player ever to win back-to-back green jackets. One thing you can't deny about Gerry McNamara is he is a competitor, and he's also a winner. National championship as a player, and that recent MAC title with the Siena Saints. Collins, 65% of that game, threw a pick, had a fumble. In the lead up to this game, he spent a lot of time with head coach Fran Brown going over all 39 of his dropbacks. And the coach has all the confidence in his QB, saying he's who we need at quarterback. And Joe, you mentioned how coach wants to win right now. Syracuse hasn't made the NCAA tournament in 5 seasons. How does he address that? But first, the football team looking to turn the page on a disappointing season. They lost 8 straight down the stretch to end the year. Well, what's the best way to guarantee yourself a win? You play yourself. Spring game, orange against blue. And on the opening drive, Amari Odom gets picked off by Toledo transfer Chris D'Apollonia. Odom competing for the starting job with Steve Angeli, hoping to be back for the beginning of this season. Blue scored the only touchdown in this game, and it came courtesy of redshirt freshman Malachi Coleman, who scores from 9 yards out. But the Orange, on the back of 3 field goals, take this one. Trip Woody from 50 yards as the Orange win 9-7. Not the most exciting game, but hey, tickets were free and it was hard fought. Fran Brown hopes to see more of that competitiveness next season. Just one day after the Saints claimed the MAC title, the Orange fired Adrian Autry, and ever since, the rumors have swirled. McNamara squarely focused, though, on the task in front of him, taking on the Goliath and number 1 seeded Duke in the opening round. It was Siena dealing the early blows, though. Up 8 here, Fulton native Gavin Doty drills the 3. Later, Doty spins and sticks the jumper. Oh, this guy would look great in orange. Siena with an 11-point lead at the break. And after an 11-0 run, Duke has it within 2. Doty connects on another. 3 more of his team-high 21 points as Siena goes up 5. But Duke, they had another run in them. Up by 4, Caden Boozer gets the handoff from his brother and goes high off glass as the Blue Devils survive a serious scare. And the run ends here for McNamara's Saints. Well, from one thriller to another, Santa Clara and Kentucky tied at 70 in the dying seconds. Allen Graves drills the 3. So Santa Clara takes the lead. Still 2.4, no timeouts. Otega Owe hits the 3 from midcourt. Impossible stuff. And Kentucky carried that momentum into overtime as Denzel Aberdeen put the finishing touches on an 89-84 win. Scoreless early second period, crunch on the power play. Jacob Peltier's shot is tipped home by Dylan Duke in front. Duke's 18th of the year opens up the scoring. Then later in the frame, Milo Rowland's sweet backhand pass to Tristan Allard, and it's 2-0 crunch. Then in the third period, after the Phantoms got one back, Tommy Miller's point shot takes a funny bounce off a Phantoms player. Confusion at first before it was ruled a good goal. The Crunch win 4-1. They take on Rochester next Monday at home at 1 o'clock. For Syracuse Mets pitcher Jonah Tong, it all started by chance, spotting an ad for local T-ball when he was 4 years old.
I just picked something on a newspaper one day and my parents were like, okay. I just started playing from there. I never really played any other sports.
Drafted by the Mets in 2022, Tong toured through the minors and made his big league debut last August. Now he's in Syracuse, working his way back to the show. Before sporting the blue and orange in New York, Jonah Tong was already a Met, growing up in Markham, Ontario, playing for the Toronto Mets. A uniform he's become accustomed to. 4 hours north of Syracuse, Tong joined the Toronto Mets program at 14. He started as an outfielder, but Coach Rich Leach had a different idea.
Really like your arm strength. We think maybe you should focus on pitching.
Tong took a liking to that position, but on a staff loaded with D1 commits, he was overlooked. Tong was ranked 57th among right-handed pitchers in Ontario heading into his senior year.
I don't know what those other 56 kids are doing today, but they're not pitching in New York, that's for sure.
After graduating high school in 2021, Tong went stateside, playing for a prep school in Georgia before getting drafted in the 7th round by the New York Mets a year later.
I mean, it's really easy that you don't have to change too many of my clothes, so they're mostly all the same.
He plays for the real Mets now. He doesn't play for the Toronto Mets anymore.
But Tong hasn't forgotten about his old club. When he returns home in the off-season, he stops by, inspiring the next generation of Canadian baseball players.
They run a really good program over there. I wouldn't be here without them. And again, every time I come back home from the off-season, it's always a pleasure to see everybody.
He says he still hopes to one day wear the Canadian jersey on the international stage.
Yeah, it's every kid's dream, right? Suiting up for your country, it's definitely a big goal of mine.
From one Mets uniform to another, Jonah Tong's baseball journey is just getting started. Matthew Davison, NCC News, Syracuse. 10 years ago, the court behind me served as a launching point for the greatest season in Syracuse Orange women's basketball history. The 2016 squad wasn't just the first team to reach the Final Four, it changed the expectations for an entire program.
5 down, 1 to go. Syracuse is playing for the national title.
The 2015-16 squad finished 30-8, still the best mark in program history. They stunned number 3 South Carolina and Tennessee on their way to the program's first ever Final Four. The run ended in the national championship game against UConn, but cemented Syracuse on the national stage forever. 10 years later, the group was back together in front of the Orange faithful.
Not every team gets to that point, so just remembering how much fun it was, how much joy we had, seeing a bunch of alumni come back, like just that feeling of just like support, it was just the most amazing thing possible.
That team blazed a trail, proving the Orange belonged on the biggest stage. Now they're passing that belief on.
No one expected us to be like go as far as we did. So just to find those odds and really taking it personal sometimes, like, you know, like defying all odds, but taking it personal, because sometimes it's just like they counted us out, but we're gonna go in there and show them that why we deserve to be here.
That message landed on more than just the current team. Fan Rita Graham has been coming to this building for decades. Today, nothing was keeping her away.
If we were sick, we would still be here today. There's no way we were going to miss this today. And I'm thrilled that I was able to get to see them, you know, so close up and personal.
And with the regular season now wrapped up, the Orange now chase their own March moment, hoping tonight was a passing of the torch. And there are a lot of similarities between the two teams. That one from 10 years ago, no one thought would head all the way to the national championship game, while the team this year was picked number 13 in the preseason poll. They're number 5 heading into the ACC tournament and will look to continue to defy expectations. For NCC Sports, I'm Matthew Davison.